Wildmanes is a new animated series about pretty talking ponies and their various misadventures. The first episode, Heard It Wrong, was just released, and it's pretty bad. But that doesn't mean it's without merit or charm. To get the negative out of the way first, everything related to dialogue, storytelling, and characterization is a huge mess. The episode's inciting incident occurs when resident macaron maker Cherry takes a phone call and one of her friends, Coco, overhears. Coco drastically misinterprets what's being said and makes wildly incorrect assumptions about the situation. This would be a perfectly serviceable, bland setup, except, Coco recognizes that she's jumping to wild conclusions. She says as much out loud and then quickly dismisses that nugget of self-awareness, instead deciding to go around spreading her insane assumptions to all her friends. This is a really obnoxious choice, which is particularly damaging in children's media. If you have a character acknowledge that what they're doing is wrong, but then do it anyway, you've not only sacrificed the believability of the conflict, but you've entirely removed any educational aspect from the experience. Anyway, Coco proceeds to prance around town, encouraging a ton of bad behaviors in her friends. She gets everyone worked up in an anxious frenzy, one of them even posts sensationalist lies on social media, and generally everyone acts obscene and aggressive, all thanks to Coco's alarmism. And there are no payoffs for any of it. There are no lessons learned, and nothing bad happens, nobody gets hurt. It's apparently totally okay to go around spreading misinformation and chaos, because there are no consequences. Being a turd who messes everything up for no reason gets the Wildmanes stamp of approval. But hey, that's just the overarching narrative and its comically inept storytelling, so how are the characters? Well, everyone seems to have a single, or at most a couple, identifiable traits, and those traits are forced into every dialogue exchange aggressively. All the ponies are constantly, desperately making references to their own personalities. Everyone acts like this, and it's obnoxious. They're all vapid and self-centered. So what's even left? The story is bad, the writing is bad, the characters are shallow. Well, I mean, the episode's actually paced pretty well. It communicates a surprising amount in very little time. It never feels rushed, it hits every plot beat with near perfect grace. It would be cool if the actual writing were good to match, but hey, proper pacing is hard to come by. And while we're doling out these smatters of praise, the episode is surprisingly soft on noise. A ton of modern kids media blast endless colors and overbearing music in the audience's face to hypnotize them and arrest their attention. But Wildmanes is instead presented like a show straight out of 2005. I had some incredible flashbacks to G3 of My Little Pony while watching this. But despite some of those highlights here and there, the episode was as messy as a macaron filled with mushy marmalade, and that's almost entirely owed to bad writing. You could keep the contents of the episode almost identical, but dub over the lines with better dialogue, and you'd have a pretty good show on your hooves. Better luck next time, I guess.